your man, Pooh Nanners, your Texas caster and hype master.
And your caster extraordinaire with the copper-toned hair, I'm Sleepy.
All right, now this was a rush. We developed some new software. We got Buxton to try to play himself where they had to put things into little text boxes because not everything was working. We were trying our best. And Tripp, he got himself sick, having too much fun partying because he's got a new job coming up. So we're just going to try our best to wing through the clips that we did get. I think we got about like 10 or so. Well, I'm looking over there. You're not even there. Anyway.
Yes, I am, Punanders. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? It's all for real. So I'm actually running Director right now, but the new tool that we've been developing would make that a little bit easier, so not a big deal. The first match we have coming up, as you can see, is Reavers versus Spaces Aces. That's Reavers showing off their new logo, which kind of reminded me a little bit, I think, of like Twilight Princess. Maybe. I don't know, back in the day. He's like, I'm just, it's the Illuminati, the green Illuminati. It's one of our first matches that we had played last week. It wasn't casted, it's not a lot of info, but the score is very close. That's the info that we do have. Spaces Aces almost managed to take down Reavers, and most of the clips that we were sent were just not quite usable, but this one Buxton was able to pick out. It is going to run kind of long, but Sleepy, I think, will keep us up through it.
Absolutely. And we're going to see exactly why Haunted Folly of the Reavers is earning his right to use both the names Haunted and Folly. He's going to find a couple of kills here on a very risky push on the defense. I believe he's already picked one, if not two, up here at the start. Pushing up very much out in the open now, very aggressive and forward. A couple of confirmation shots now. He's firing on what looks like three different people, maybe. Wow, finding three there. A great play. And I mean, to just push up like that and into a big, huge open area such as the tank courtyard where he currently is when you're on defense can be very risky. But he has made quite a few ghosts on his way to the top. His team does take the victory, and great clip overall. Great play from him.
Yeah, it was very good for them to be able to get that win. So, get rid of those name bugs. At least let myself remember that. But it was very good for them to be able to pull that off. I thought, as Buxton said, I thought Spaces Aces might have got it, but Reavers really just been dialing it up. I believe our winners in this particular case, though, were Spaces Aces, right? It says almost managed to take them down. But then I have over here that Spaces Aces was the winner. I wonder if that's just him getting confused. Yeah, okay, no, Reavers won. Whenever we were writing this application, the guy who was writing it for me, he doesn't know a lot about how y'all do scoring. So he's like, oh, the bigger score is the one who won, right? And I was like, no, it's who won two maps, man. The score was 8-11 with Reavers taking home 8 points, but two maps, 4-3 on Bizarre Day and Subway. Quarantine Day, though, went 0-5 to the Spaces Aces, which is where you see the points telling a different story from the maps. So next up, we had the Cats and Hats versus Valor. The Cats had to put their good work in this match and definitely showed. They started off on Tanker, which went pretty badly, to say the least, losing it 4-0. But on the following maps, Tripp was able to come in strong with two caps and to help them turn the tides on both. And he sent us some nice first-person view clips, I believe.
Yeah, well, of course he did, because he's coincidentally out sick this evening. Tripp filling up the Tonight Show with clips of himself. Anyways, we'll see him here on Quarantine. He's got one teammate up covering him and one down teammate giving him some call outs, but he's going to use the cover of fire to push up here onto the eastern garage or the west garage objective here on Quarantine. Go for the cap and, of course, stay outside the wall because, well, you just can, so might as well, right? A little risky, but a few numbers later, there's the cap. He gets it fairly quickly, and that's 2 points for his team to clutch. Then in our next clip, it's going to be Tripp again. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, he's truly trying to fill up the show with his own clips. It's the Tripp Show, everybody. He gets the game-winning cap here on Bizarre Night to put the score at 5-0 for Cats over Valor on Valor's own map choice. So interesting stuff there. You can see the win.
Yeah, man. It's very good work on his part. You, too, can get your first-person view clips on the show if you want to. All you got to do is send them our way. We have developed an application for them to put it on there. I believe Document actually has something on the team match pages that he's working on. Either way, you can just put those clips in there. Just paste in some Twitch links. It's very easy. Go in there and make a VOD. If you're like, I don't have any Twitch clips, well, then the very next time, just fire up OBS and start streaming to Twitch, man. Most of us have a computer that can at the very least kick out a 720 video. Hell, if you got to capture it in 30 frames a second, it's fine. We'll take what you give us. Isn't that right, Sleepy?
That's absolutely right.
So on to Legionnaires versus Space Force. Space Force and their awesome logo that they have. Space Force seems to really struggle with Legionnaires during this one, and it's a pretty slow play in general. When they went up against Legionnaires last time, it was 3-12 to Legionnaires. So while there is certainly improvement, it just wasn't quite enough. However, Bazaar was very smooth for them, and they did come through with some very nice plays before Legionnaire was able to just put a pillow over their heads and smother them, as Buxton says.
A bit graphic, I'd say, but yes, after seeing how Legionnaires played against Phoenix just tonight, in this week's matchups, I can say Legionnaires definitely prepared, but a nice double nade going to come in from, I believe that was Diesel of Space Force, and get a nice double to get the round for them on the Eastern Courtyard objective.
Yes, indeed. Wow. Legionnaires end up taking that one 10-6. Just really shut them down on Quarantine Day and Cargo. Next up, we've got Riot versus Sinister Pride, another match that was not casted, and a lot of the clips that we had, we couldn't use them, but we found one that I think will work pretty well with these two mid-tier teams going toe-to-toe.
We'll get into this. We weren't provided the name of which player's clip we're watching here, but it is a Quarantine defense, it appears. No, I'm sorry, offense, as that is an M249. The player is putting some suppressive fire down towards the crater spawn. The defense must be an eastern objective push, or maybe a north. But here we're going to see a nice grenade here. And coincidentally, a note from the player saying they do hit their roof or the ceiling in their room.
Yeah, those ceiling injuries.
That grenade.
The ceiling injuries will get you.
I just wish I know who this was so I could tell you who did it. But yeah, they get a nice double kill and then finish the clip off with that nade, smacking their ceiling. And yeah.
Yep, unfortunately, as a first-person view, though, we can't get the kill notifications, so we have to take his word for it. Sinister Pride, I believe. No, wait, Riot. Riot took that series 10-9. Is that correct? Yeah, Riot was the home team. They scored 4-3, 4-2, right?
That's how he's scoring it on this. And yes,
if we are to be believed. Oh no, I remember what it was. Chris told me he did this. That he if the away team wins, then he actually reverses the scores at the bottom. So Sinister Pride win 10-9. That's what it is. Oh, that's so confusing. I was like, just leave them where they are. It's fine. It's fine. We're all just learning new stuff with our new tools here. So next up, we have Animal House versus Fury. They gave us a little bit of information about a not casted match. They said it couldn't get any closer on all three maps. They went Suburbia Day 43, Bazaar Day 3-4, and Quarantine Day 43. But we did not end up with any clips from that match, unfortunately. So next time. Usually Steven gets pretty good with the clips, but I guess we weren't able to get them this time. So moving on, we had the Hand of Death versus Cats and Hats. This match was a pretty solid one according to Buxton. The Hand of Death pushing Cats surprisingly hard, considering they've been a bit of a rung in a stuck at the bottom, just in a rut. I think might have been the way us Americans would say it. This match could be the turning point for that intention. What did he say? Intentionally, but Tripp tried to do the same here as he did in the Valor match, and his tracking, however, was not very compliant.
That's it, and here we go again with the Triple Nipple trade show. Here we see him attempt to start going for a cap, but he does see a defender and duck down. After a few seconds, he's gonna, you know what, he says, you know what, I'm gonna go for it anyways, and a little slip here, a little slip there, hand floating away
He's
here.
Just like, can I get close enough?
Yes. Seem to find the button there. Oh, my hand's gonna fly away. Nope, come back here. Yep, there's the 9. There's the 9 and the 6 and the 3. And
steady hands.
But not before having to fight off some terrible tracking issues there.
So Cats and Hats take it 10-7. Scoring 5-2 on Suburbia Day and going 4-1 on Quarantine Day before getting shut out 1-4 on Subway. Everyone's favorite map. Next up, we have Danglers versus SMC Tactical. It's a classic high-tier North America matchup. This one was pretty interesting. SMC, as we've been covering, a bit of a slump for a while, and they managed to take down Danglers, though. Regardless, were you guys spending too much time playing the VRL matches and what's the other game? Space Junkies? Contractors as well?
I don't know, man. I love that SMC decides to pick the Danglers match to like pick it back up and turn it on again. It's tough. I was in San Francisco doing some work for V-Respawn and VRML and was at dinner with Dante when I tuned into the match to see what the score was. And I didn't know at the time, but the match had already been decided. They were on the third map. But
you're like,
to hear that they had lost when they were playing so well, and Danglers had beat a couple of the teams that were able to beat SMC. It was tough to hear, but SMC's always been a tough team. They've always been a tough match for us. So and it was a great match from what I understand either way. So I can't be upset. A 9-6 score line. Yeah.
Oh, whatever it takes, right? Danglers were able to mount a bit of a comeback on map 2, as you had said, but SMC was having none of that. So Snow Peak was a different story, however. Danglers swallowed that one whole. Let's take a look.
Yeah, and on this one, we're going to see a nice grenade here from Nintendo, actually. So watch out here. No Scooby-Doo in this one. He's going to get it right through the window and right onto Landon Jordan. A nice pickup from him. And, of course, you'll see Captain Soda rotate. But nice little pick there, and Buxton found it funny.
Very, very good stuff. SMC Tactical were able to take it 9-6 total, getting that blowout on Bazaar to start off with, and then getting the 4-2 on Suburbia Day. Then they gave up Snow Peak 1-4 at the end. So we had Phoenix going up against Globochem in our final match coverage that we have. This is a match with a scoreline that doesn't quite do it justice. Quite a few of these rounds were close, and the plays came out from both sides to make a hell of a match to watch. But it was still Globochem, and they'll slap any that come close to them. The first 2 maps were as you expect, with Globo being strong. Then Snow Peak came out to be where all hell broke loose. We had 2 one-minute rounds back-to-back, and then it slowed down after that as the team settled into a longer range style of attacking. Now, this is also just interesting. It's just Snow Peak. As we introduce new maps, it's going to be a while before people settle on who's going to be the best at it. And if you're going up against Globochem, your best call is going to force them into the newest maps that are available.
Yeah, force them to be uncomfortable, force them into something that's not in their repertoire. But here we're going to see Pants get an impressive little kill here. You'll see here comes a defender, and Pants going to one-hand. Now, it is a trade. It's not a complete kill, but he does get it with one hand, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Then we're going to go to the next clip here, and it's going to be a nice long grenade that happens to get a quick little bounce off the wall for a kill, and that comes out, I believe, from Toast getting that kill. Then the third one, and yet another long a long clip, I guess, not really a long grenade. Oh, yes, it is a long grenade, and that'll be Pants getting 2. And Globochem taking that round. Globochem with their grenades, man. They're just like they're like joint tactical air commanders. They're just calling in airstrikes left and right.
They're snipers with grenades. I was like, if anybody was going to get the title sniper with grenades, it was going to be like Thunder Pilot and Arstic, man. Those guys just their whole team just murders it. They basically post up the 4 points to take every map, with Phoenix getting a couple points up here and there. We actually have just a little bit of information about G-Men versus Blaze. That's it for our clips if you wanted to tune out. But G-Men versus Blaze was an uncasted match, but we really wished it was. And they ended up going 10-10 as the total number of scores, with 4-3s on Downfall Day and Quarantine Day going to Blaze, and then Bazaar Day going to G-Men 2-4. We also had, do you have something to say about that one?
Yeah, sorry. The Noman, the captain of Blaze, he actually did stream. He does stream most of their matches, actually. So if you go back and check his VODs, you might be able to find this match. I know Twitch did something recently about VOD, so maybe he won't have any.
Just stream your VOD.
Yeah, there you go. Just stream the VOD. But anyways, yeah, so you might be able to go back and find clips of that game. But yeah, it was a very good one, I hear, from Noman. But I am disappointed in him for not giving us any clips.
What are you going to do, right? So moving on to Stone Cold Killers versus Silent But Deadly. If only I could get the board to go. There it goes. It's that the Stone Cold Killers animated GIF there is just it's just killing the server. All right. Anyway, this is another uncasted match, but Silent But Deadly was formed from old members of Stone Cold Killers. Yep. So it was interesting to see, like, old friends becoming new rivals. That's how you say it. And they ended up going 9-9 with Bizarre Day going 1-4 in favor of Stone Cold Killers, and then the next two maps going 4-2 and 4-3 respectively to to Silent But Deadly. So very nice play watching these guys go after each other and keeping it very, very close. It's too bad we did not have the VOD of that one.
Interesting to see multiple former teammates battling it out in old team versus new team.
Indeed. And the last piece of information that we have is Fury versus Stone Cold Killers. This was very surprising. Fury has been a slow burner of a team, lots of skilled players, but no team cohesion to let them play at mid-high tier. They started to find that cohesion at the end of last season, and it seems to be coming into full effect this season. Their remaining matches this season should be pretty good. But that is all we have from the VRML league coverage. So let's take a look at how that affects the leaderboard. As you see, beginners actually topping with more games this time around over Global Chem. Global Chem actually posting up a loss. I can't remember who that was.
Two beginners in the Button Cup matchup.
No, that's right. It actually counts.
Standings.
It counts.
Yes, it does.
So then we have Danglers and Lemon Squad taking up that third and fourth position as they have been the previous week. SMC Tactical holding back on to 6 instead of they were stopping the bleeding, so to speak. Animal House taking up the bottom with 11 with G-Men and French Onward Union right above them. Now moving on to VRL standings. I actually did not watch any of these matches. How did they go? Did you have any intel on this one, Sleepy?
No, I was out of town this weekend.
Oh, that's right. You were doing fancy man stuff. So I did not get a chance to see the European matches, but the beginners took it 4-0 with no surprise there. Boss Fight going 3-1 and Silent Purge going 3-1. So it's kind of back to what we saw some shakeups in the first 2 weeks, but now it's back to where you'd expect it to be as they've adjusted to the VRL standing. Now, you can send us clips from VR League. They do stream to VR Challenger. I think Twitch VR Challenger. If you go to just Google VR League, you'll find it. But no one has sent us any clips, so we got to make do. Global Chem over in the North American standings, posting up 5-0, no surprise there. And you have G-Men holding on to that number 2 spot again. Now, out of the Europeans, you would expect it. I mean, not Europeans, the North Americans, we expect to see Danglers or maybe even SMC Tactical up there. But G-Men just taking that 4-1 spot and getting those tiebreaker points that put them over SMC. So very, very good plays from them. They're coming after that money. Ain't that right, Sleepy?
That is definitely correct. I mean, I hear the seeding for the matchups each time during the cups is a little interesting, and that's caused a bit of shakeups on both of the rankings on both sides of the pond. But that's what you have to deal with when you play in a different league with a different rule set. You have to be able to adapt, be considered a top tier team and a professional team, right? I mean, professionals are able to adapt to new situations. Rules all the time, correct?
Yeah. Whatever it takes. Well, we've got 3 more weeks left in the season, right?
Yes. As of writing, we should have 3 more weeks left, and then it's all into the open qualifiers, then the round robins, then the last chance round robin Mexican standoff semis. Then so that'll be about another month's worth of play, but it'll be on weekends. And it'll be large matchups at a time, so be looking for long marathon streams during those weeks. There'll be a lot of information to take in on the Onward Master League channels. And we have been told that our VR Master League casters are permitted to do VR League streams, so hopefully we can also start generating more clips for the show here from our casting team.
It's like y'all could do the VR League ones that they're not going to cast, right?
Exactly, yeah. So we can help spread the coverage love, you know what I mean?
It should be easier too because those matches are incredibly they're all done in one day.
They're short, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's similar to how we run when we do round robins and stuff, the tournament stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is it for us. Thanks to all our players and viewers for supporting the show. Show us some love in the comments to get a conversation going, as that helps the show rank up and get more exposure to people that don't know about the league.
That's right. And don't forget, again, as you've seen tonight, if your game is not casted, send us those first-person views. We can always use them around here to put together another show.
That's right. Again, I am Poonators, joined by VRML mod, Caster, and former dangler Sleepy.
That's right. Poonators in the show was brought to you by VRespawn.com, your one and really only source for VR esports entertainment. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter and all of our other social medias to stay up to date.
This episode was written by Buxton with the help of our team captains, the ones that submitted clips anyway. A little shade there. All praise unto Buxton as he suffers at the keyboard so we don't have to. Triple Double could not make it because he got sick, so I was your director running a mouse under the table. Send us home, Sleepy.
Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you know when our next video is live, and we'll see you next week. Good night, everyone.